We all hear about how AI is going to completely change medicine, right? How it's going to make healthcare faster, smarter, more accurate. But there's this one huge hurdle standing in the way. And, it has nothing to do with the technology itself. It's all about us. And figuring that part out starts with a really direct question.
Let's just cut to the chase. Could an AI save your life? Because that's really the ultimate promise here. We're not just talking about making things a little more convenient. We are talking about life or death situations. And this isn't some far-off sci-fi future. It's happening right now. AI is already in the operating room, helping surgeons with super complex procedures. It's looking at medical scans, spotting diseases way earlier than the human eye can. It's even tackling the mountains of paperwork that can lead to simple but dangerous human error. The potential is just massive. And that right there is the million-dollar question. You can build the most incredible, life-saving technology in the world. But if the doctors, the nurses, and especially the patients don't trust it, well, it's just going to end up collecting digital dust.
This really gets to the heart of it. The biggest roadblock we're facing isn't about making the machines smarter, it's about understanding us. It's about that very human, very complicated thing we call trust.
So to really get to the bottom of this, researchers went deep. They conducted this huge review, digging through more than 1,000 different scientific papers to get some real data-driven answers. They wanted to know what actually makes a person look at an AI and say, okay, I trust you with my health.
And after all of that digging, all of that analysis, the answer wasn't nearly as complicated as you might think. It all pretty much boiled down to 3 core themes. Think of them as the 3 keys we need to unlock our trust in this AI black box.
Okay, so key number 1 is what they call AI literacy. In simple terms, it just means we need to understand what the AI is actually doing, right? It's really hard to trust something when it feels like a complete mystery. And the data here is crystal clear. Just look at this. Out of the core studies they focused on, AI literacy was mentioned in 32 of them. That's more than any other factor. The message from doctors and patients was loud and clear. If you want us to trust it, you have to help us understand it first.
This is where a really crucial concept comes in. It's called explainable AI, or XAI for short. And the whole idea is that an AI shouldn't just spit out an answer. It needs to be able to show its work, to basically explain to a person why it came to that conclusion. Now, doctors aren't asking to become data scientists. They don't need to know every line of code, but they absolutely want transparency. They need to know what kind of data the AI was trained on, what its known weaknesses or blind spots are, and, this is the big one, the actual logic it used to make a recommendation.
And here's where this becomes so important. Imagine you're a doctor with 20 years of experience, and an AI suggests a treatment that goes against everything you know. That's the moment of truth. Without a clear explanation, you're going to trust your gut every single time. But with one, you might just discover a new, life-saving approach you'd never considered.
Okay, so understanding the AI is step 1, but that's only half the story. That brings us to key number 2, AI psychology. Because trust isn't just about the machine, it's about us, our own biases, our past experiences, and our relationships.
The research actually found some really clear patterns here. For example, men tend to be more trusting of AI in healthcare than women. Younger folks are generally more open to it than older generations. And this one makes perfect sense. If you've had good experiences with technology in the past, you're just more likely to trust it in the future. Now, this right here, this might be the single most important psychological insight from the whole study. Our trust in AI is often transferred. Think about that. We don't just magically trust the algorithm. We trust the algorithm because we already trust the person, our doctor, who is using it. So you see, trust isn't like a switch you just flip on. It's a learned behavior. It's something that gets built up over time. Every good, seamless interaction makes it stronger. But just one bad experience can completely shatter that trust, making someone skeptical of AI for a really long time.
All right, that brings us to our third and final key, AI utility. Because at the end of the day, after all the talk about transparency and psychology, the technology has to actually do the job. It has to make things tangibly better.
These are the practical, real-world questions that doctors and nurses are asking. Does this thing actually help me do my job better? Does it save me time and maybe reduce some of this burnout we're all feeling? Can I fit it into my already chaotic day without a huge headache? If the answer to any of those is no, it's just not going to get used, period. And on this topic of utility, researchers found something kind of fascinating. It's called anthropomorphism, which is just a fancy word for our tendency to see human-like qualities in non-human things. It turns out we tend to trust AI more when it seems a little more, well, human. So an AI chatbot that's conversational, for instance, can make us feel more comfortable and trusting.
But underpinning all of this, the utility, the psychology, everything, is the absolute bedrock of trust: data privacy. The research couldn't be clearer on this. If patients have even the slightest worry that their most personal information isn't safe and secure, none of the other factors matter. Security is completely non-negotiable.
So let's put all three keys together. You've got AI literacy, AI psychology, and AI utility. When you combine all three, a really clear picture of the future starts to take shape. And surprise, surprise, it's a future that's built on human connection.
The researchers call this the cascade of trust. It's like a set of dominoes. First, the tech developers have to prove their tool is actually valuable to medical experts. Then, those experts validate it for everyday doctors and nurses. Once the clinicians adopt it, they can then build trust in their patients, all through their existing trusted relationship. See how it flows?
And that really is the ultimate takeaway here. Getting the AI doctor right isn't just a technical challenge that we can solve with better code. It's a human challenge. The solution is to thoughtfully, carefully weave this powerful new tool into the fabric of our most important human relationships.
This technology is moving at an incredible speed. The AI doctor isn't an if, it's a when. So the real question isn't whether the AI will be capable enough. The question is whether we'll be ready to trust it. So I'll leave you with this. What would it take for you